Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Ladies Coupé by Anitha Nair. Anitha Nair is a postmodern Indian women writer who writes in English, and this Ladies Coupé is a story about a women's search for freedom, and it also tells about the women's condition in this male dominated society. And she tells how a woman's role is limited only to reproduction and her desires and needs are never regarded throughout her life. Anitha Nair has written 6 novels and they are The Better Man, Ladies Coupé, Mistress, Lessons in Forgetting, Cut Like Wound and Idris Keeper of the Light. And Ladies Coupé has been translated into 21 languages so far. And Anitha Nair herself compares her novel to Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales. In Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, we find a band of pilgrims going to the shrine of St. Thomas at Canterbury, and on their way they keep telling a story. And in the same way here, Anitha Nair depicts 6 women in a railway compartment and each of them tell their story. First we will see Akila Anteshwari, Akila. Akila is 45 years old and she is single and she is an income tax clerk. And she has been brought up in a Tamil Brahmin's family and this is a very conservative family. And after her father's death, Akila bears the burden of a family and she brings up her brothers and sisters. But after they grow, they settle down in life, they get married and they don't think about Akila's needs and aspirations. Akila also wants to get married and settle down in her life, but in spite of being a finance provider for the family, she is not able to choose her own life or get married on her own because she is a woman. So throughout her life she has only been a daughter, a sister, the aunt and a financial provider to the family. And finally she takes a decision to go to Kanyakumari, and in that compartment only when she is traveling to Kanyakumari she meets Janaki Prabhakar, Prabha Devi, Market Paulraj, Sheila Vasdevan and Madikodandu, and each one tell their own story. In this, Janaki is the oldest among them and she has been born and brought up in a traditional family where she was groomed into being a very obedient daughter, a loyal wife and a doting mother, and throughout her life she has had men to protect her, first her father, then her husband, and now after her husband her son will take care of her. And she understands that throughout her life she has been an obedient wife and a caring mother, and she has never had her own self-identity or a freedom to live her own life, and that is what she wants to live now. And next we see Margaret Shanti, who is a chemistry teacher, and she is very unhappy about her marriage with Ebenezer Paulraj. Actually it is a love marriage, and this Ebenezer Paulraj is the principal of the same school in which she is working in, and what she saw in Ebenezer before marriage was not the after marriage. He is very intensive, self-absorbed and indifferent towards her. And not only that, he hurts her self-esteem a lot. And actually Margaret thinks about divorcing him. But she is afraid of the society, and so she sticks on to the marriage, and she cannot tolerate the way he treats her. So the only way she takes revenge on him is by feeding him with oily food and making him a dull person. Then we see Prabha Devi, who is a real accomplished woman. Her embroidery stitches will be so fine. She'll walk small mincing steps. Her head will be always bowed down, and she's very womanly. And after marriage and at the age of 40, she realized that she has always been a good wife, a good daughter-in-law and a good mother, but she has never lived a life for herself. And now she wants to be what she wants to be and not what others are expecting her to be. And this realization comes to her when she has a glimpse of a swimming pool. And now she wants to balance her life. And then we see Sheila, who is the youngest of all, and she is only 14 years old. Through her story, we come to know about the female child abuse by men. Sheila, when she went to her friend Hasina's house, Hasina's father Nazar has touched her, and that touch made her shrink because she understood that that touch was not a good touch, and she did not know how to escape from it. So the only decision she took is never to go to Hasina's house again for self-protection. And within Sheila's story, Anitha Nair brings in another incident which is about a girl named Selina who becomes a victim to her friend's father, and she becomes pregnant. Feeling ashamed about what has happened to Celine, the family moves off to another place where no one will know about her abortion. And her friend's father, he went off to a far off town where he can find plenty of young women whose life he can ruin. And through this incident, Nair brings out the unjust treatment of women by men. And among all the others, the most heartrending story is the story of Mari Kodundu, who is only 31 years old, and she is an unwed mother, and this is because she became a victim of a man's lust. And all this happened because of her poverty. Because of her poverty, she was forced to do things that are against the traditional social moral injunctions. And now she is a mother of an illegitimate child, and she has experienced poverty, rape, lesbianism and physical torture, but she is prepared to fight against all that and live her life and give her child a good life. And as Akila listens to all these lives, she understands that she has got the answer for the question which was with her throughout her life. That is, can a woman stay single and yet be happy, or does a woman need a man to make her a complete woman? And Aguila realizes that she has given the society the unnecessary power of lowering her life, and she comes to the conclusion that she will get in touch with the gay with whom she was in love, but she was afraid to accept that love out of the fear of society. And Anitha Nair has also used two characters. One is Karpagam, who is a widow, but unlike the other widows, she wears kumkum and colorful clothes. And at the same time, she also brings in another character, Sarasa Mami, who's after her husband's death, that is, her husband is Subramania Iyer. After his death, Sarasa Mami suffers a lot, and she goes to each and every neighborhood doorsteps and asks them to take her as a maid servant. But the neighborhood just gives her a handful of rice as if she is a beggar, and they do not give her any job. And this pushes Sarasa Mami to sell her daughter Jaya for the sake of their living. So through these characters, Anitha Nair brings out the lives of different types of women, and she poses a very important question to the society. Does a woman need a man to make her feel complete, or can a woman live single and yet be happy? It's a beautiful story. If you want to add on anything to this, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.